Good evening, and welcome to Whitman-Hanson Regional High School's virtual Honor Society induction ceremony. I would like to start off the evening by recognizing, thanking for their support, and welcoming all the Whitman-Hanson Regional High School faculty, parents, friends, and distinguished guests who are watching this event. While it is right that we honor these students for their dedication and hard work, I would be remiss if I didn't pause to thank all of the individuals who have helped these students get here. From all of us at Whitman-Hanson Regional High School, thank you for your never-ending support and own sacrifices so that these students may continue to achieve their greatest potential and exhibit all the qualities of upstanding citizens who are prepared to make a positive impact on the rest of the world. You all must be incredibly proud of them. This moment, thinking of the students being honored, I am reminded of a quote so fittingly attributed to the author Unknown. Success does not lie in results, but efforts. Being the best is not so important. Doing the best is all that matters. The individuals being honored here have done their best in the areas of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. They have not sought to be the best for show, but rather to fulfill a desire to do what they see as their personal best, regardless of the temptations to let mistakes and failures convince them that they have done enough. Instead, they use those moments as motivation to push forward, work hard, and continuously improve. They use those moments to say, I have yet to do my very best. Now, for that, they will be rewarded. At this milestone in their life, I respectfully ask that you continue to honor their achievement through continued support and 7 important words. I am so very proud of you. I know we here in Panther Nation are for both what they have done and what they are sure to continue. Thank you all and enjoy the evening.
Each year, the members of the National Honor Society vote on a faculty member whom they'd like to see become an honorary inductee. To speak about the teacher receiving the honor this year, please welcome the NHS President, Haley Minakuchi.
Have you ever seen the short blonde teacher in the hallway who always has a smile on her face and says hi to every student who passes by, even if it is only 7:05 in the morning? That's Mrs. Scott. For the past 4 years, I have had the privilege of knowing Mrs. Scott and admired her ability to always go above and beyond for her students. She is a teacher to many, but saying that she is a teacher is an understatement. Miss Scott is more like a mentor and mother figure to all Whitman-Hanson students, even if they are not her own. And I was one of them. In my freshman year, I wanted to try something new, so I gave student council a try. In the first meeting, we did an energizer called Brown Squirrel, where you do silly dance moves and sing a silly song. After that, I was completely intimidated and honestly scared off a little because I worried about what others would think of me and say about me if they saw me doing this goofy energizer. But I kept returning for some reason. I was shied off, but being a freshman, I wanted to be able to voice my opinions, which was encouraged in the student council environment that Mrs. Scott and Mr. Moe have created. I grew more confident and comfortable with myself and have grown to love getting into the energizers. Sometimes as a student, it is hard to see that teachers are people too. I even remember in elementary school that there is a rumor floating around that teachers slept at the school because it was so unfathomable that teachers also have lives. After these years of knowing Mrs. Scott, she shows students that she is a person too, not just a lifeless robot who is there to teach teenagers science. When I started to enjoy student council more, many other members and I would attend conferences where Mrs. Scott would drive us for hours and not complain one bit. I think that really attributes to Mrs. Scott's character and personality because no matter how awful the situation, she is always trying to focus on the positives and never complains. In my junior year, I took AP Biology and finally had the pleasure of having Mrs. Scott as a teacher rather than just an advisor. Taking this class only reassured me of Mrs. Scott's genuineness and ability to make school a safe place for her students. Mrs. Scott is a type of teacher who's always trying new things and wants to improve herself to help her kids. Last year, she taught chemistry for the first time after never teaching it in years prior. Mrs. Scott put in her own work and effort into relearning the chemistry material so that she could effectively teach her students in a fun and lively way rather than in a boring or monotonous way. Mrs. Scott is truly one of the best teachers that I have ever had and one of the best people that I have ever met. And I mean this sincerely and truly when I say that I would not be the person that I am today without Mrs. Scott.
Hello, Dr. Jones, Mrs. Amaral, parents, and most importantly, NHS members and inductees. Thank you so much, Haley, for that humbling introduction. I can honestly say that while it is a tremendous honor for me to be here, trying to figure out what to say was really difficult. I'd been putting a lot of pressure on myself to write something spectacular that would encompass this significant moment in your lives, while at the same time acknowledge that it is taking place in a very remarkable moment in history. I had so many thoughts, and I found it hard to develop any type of cohesive speech. And then when I was emailing Mrs. Amaral about speaking to all of you, she said, "Speak from the heart." And I thought, okay, that I can do. Let me take you back to New Year's Day. I was texting with two of my very best high school friends, wishing them a good 2021. And one of them sent along an email he had written for work. It was all about his word of the year and the ways that it would apply to his life, both professionally and personally. It was an impressive email. His word for 2021 was reach. He made direct connections with specific examples regarding how he would use reach as a way to commit to self-improvement and self-reflection in the year ahead. In fact, I just got a text message from him this morning that just yesterday he ran a marathon so fast he qualified for the 2021 Boston Marathon in October this year. Talk about committing to his word reach. So I'd never really thought about this before. I've done goals, resolutions, thought about habits I wanted to change, but never set a single word of intent for the year. It seemed like a daunting task to choose just a word that with one broad stroke would apply to all aspects of my life. But then I started thinking about speaking to all of you, about your induction, about being members of NHS and living the everyday pillars of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. Is there a word that I would choose for all of you? A word that I thought you could carry with you as you strive to uphold these everyday pillars? I decided there was a word. The word that I would choose for all of you would be believe. I want you to believe that being part of the NHS is a true honor and will be reflected in your actions and not just your words. I want you to believe that your education is lifelong and that it will continue beyond the walls of Whitman-Hanson and whatever institution of higher education you attend after. That you will continue to read, learn from others, seek the truth, and think critically. I want you to believe in yourself enough to be okay with failure, because through failure, we can find growth. I want you to apply to that reach school or interview for that dream job that you might not be quite qualified for, or move to a different part of the country or the world to pursue your passions. Even if it doesn't work out, you will know you believed in yourself enough to try, and you will never have to look back someday and wonder, what if? Speaking of failure, I want you to believe in your support system and know that when you lose your way, because you might, they will be there to help guide you back. I want you to believe that living a life of integrity and honesty is not always easy, but it is always worth it. I want you to believe that who you are and what you do make a difference. That being successful has many different ways it can be measured, but my personal favorite is summed up in a quote often attributed to Ralph Waldo Emerson. To lack often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a changed social condition. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived, this is to have succeeded. If you follow me on Twitter, and it's okay if you don't, I'm not much of a Twitter user, I end my post with #BeTheGood. And this is from the longer, believe there is good in the world. This is what I believe for all of you. You are the good. I believe that you will make a difference here at Whitman-Hanson, in our community and beyond. I believe in your future successes, and I cannot wait to hear all about them. Believe in yourselves as much as I do. Believe and #BeTheGood. Thank you for this honor of being here with you for your induction, and congratulations to each and every one of you.
Hello and welcome to the 2021 National Honor Society induction. My name is Haley Minicucci and I am the current president of the society. Today, I am standing in front of you to warmly welcome the deserving new members into our society because of their outstanding and distinguished qualities and acts. I wish that we were able to be together tonight, sitting in the pack, but that does not mean that we are any less proud of your accomplishments and your remarkable actions do not go unnoticed. In Whitman-Hanson's chapter of the National Honor Society, all members are committed to serving others and exemplify the 4 pillars of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. The famous Michael Jordan once said, "Some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, others make it happen." The members being inducted tonight have all proven that they have what it takes to contribute to our Whitman-Hanson community and have made it happen in many ways. And while everyone's paths are uniquely different and individualized, many qualities such as persistence, determination, and heart often overlap in these types of people who push themselves and others around them to constantly be better. Each member may not know each other well or even at all, but after tonight, all members, new and old, will be united as one under the umbrella of our society. So with that being said, I would like to officially welcome you to the National Honor Society induction. And a big congratulations to the new inductees. We are incredibly proud of you and cannot wait to see what the future holds. Thank you.
Leadership is not a position or title, it is action and example. As one of the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society, leadership is demonstrated among our members by setting positive examples within and beyond the Whitman-Hanson community. Initiative, rather than declaration, separates true leaders from those who simply talk the talk. Action combined with inclusion has redefined the very definition of role model. From the tireless educators who teach our fellow students to the frontline workers who risk their own health and safety by selflessly putting others first, leadership comes in many forms. Today more than ever, it's the unsung heroes who have inspired others to believe that they too can become tomorrow's leaders. Being a member of the National Honor Society has helped push me and my fellow members to step out of our comfort zones and make a difference while remaining humble and remembering what our end goal is. To the new inductees of the National Honor Society, your hard work and sacrifice has helped pave the way to a bright future ahead. Now it is your turn to walk the walk and prove to the world the true leaders you have become.
Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Scholarship is to be created not by compulsion, but by awakening a pure interest in knowledge." As we welcome these new students into NHS, I'd like to first mention the academic standard that every student here has achieved in high school thus far. Everyone who's part of the society has maintained a GPA of 3.5, meaning they are some of Whitman-Hanson's finest students. Scholarship is one of the 4 pillars of the society. Throughout high school, these students have demonstrated excellence in the classroom by taking the hardest classes and doing well in them. These inducted students are not just smart, they have the ability to use their knowledge to better our local communities in various ways, one major one being tutoring. Clearly, this year has been rough for all of us, but I'm really excited to see what impact we can have on the people around us. To the new inductees, remember, you'll only ever get out what you put in. It's your turn to step up. You were selected for a reason, and myself, along with the other officers, cannot wait to see what you bring to the table.
I'd like to start off with a quote from former President Dwight D. Eisenhower that embodies the pillar of character in the National Honor Society. The supreme quality for leadership is unquestionable integrity. Without it, no real success is possible, no matter whether it's on a section gang, a football field, or an army, or in an office. It's clear that all the inductees demonstrate significant academic prowess. However, they also show something more valuable than just a good GPA and a ton of AP courses. They have character. They are the role models, the community activists, and the people that do right rather than what's easy. As much as intelligence goes hand in hand with leadership, it means nothing without character. Getting straight A's is nice, but cheating to get them invalidates the achievements. I'm proud to say that every inductee exemplifies the profound character and integrity of a leader. I'm beyond excited to work with all the new members to make the community of Whitman-Hanson the best it can be.
The world is moved not only by the mighty shoves of the heroes, but also by the aggregate of the tiny pushes of each honest worker. Helen Keller, author and political activist. As a show of character, to be serviceable demonstrates an ability to sacrifice your own wants, your own time, and your own resources for others. As a member of the National Honor Society, these students have shown their willingness to give back to their community in the hopes that what they are doing will make a change, even if they never directly see the results, and the results do show. They show when a family is able to eat a full meal due to efforts to help the food bank, or when a student in need receives tutoring they need, and they shine in school. There are no small acts of service, as the decision to dedicate yourself to another and their needs will always impact the world in a great way. It brings kindness, which we will always need, into this world and into our society. And it brings us together through something more powerful than words: action. Benjamin Allen. A teacher who has inspired Benjamin and has made a difference in his life is Mr. Humphrey. Mr. Humphrey has inspired Ben to want to listen to other people and help however he can. Ben would like to pursue forensic psychology in the future. Brian Allen. A teacher who has inspired Brian and has made a difference in his life is Miss Medeiros. He feels she has been helpful and understanding. She motivated him to challenge himself with AP courses and has encouraged him to achieve more with all of his work. He would like to work in the medical field, but has not yet decided on a major. Darren Amato. Darren was very inspired by Miss Finn. She was such a brave and courageous woman who fought for what she believed in and never took no for an answer. Darren looked up to her during his junior year sociology class. Miss Finn taught Darren about so much, and that really had an impact on him. From the moment he stepped into her classroom, he knew that she was the one teacher who would make a difference. Darren was so inspired by Miss Finn in her sociology class that he is looking into majoring in sociology after high school and is interested in becoming a sociology teacher after Miss Finn. Grace Apgar. A teacher who has inspired Grace and has made a difference in her life is Miss Medeiros.
She's glad to say that she had Miss Medeiros for 2 years of her high school journey. She inspired her to try her best whenever it came to, and then she could always talk to her about anything going on in her life. Grace would like to pursue marine biology or forensic psychology. Emily Ordini. A teacher that inspired Emily is Miss Ortega. She inspires Emily because of her dedication to her students, both past and present. Emily would like to pursue publishing in the future. Brooke Astuda. A teacher that has inspired Brooke is Mr. Glynn. Mr. Glynn has inspired Brooke by encouraging her to constantly work hard, no matter how difficult something is. He taught her how to improve her writing significantly, finding the deeper message in novels and so much more. After having him as a teacher for 2 years, Brooke has grown a great passion for writing and is the student she is today because of him. Brooke wants to know that she wants to focus on marketing and journalism in her upcoming years of college. Alexandria Ayers. A teacher who's inspired Alexandria is Miss Smith. Miss Smith has made a difference for Allie because she is willing to listen and work around how different students learn, and her positivity always made for a welcoming classroom, especially during freshman year. Allie would like to pursue a career in the CSI. Caitlyn Bagley. A teacher who has inspired Caitlyn and has made a difference in her life is Miss Galambos. Miss Galambos inspires Caitlyn because she is very caring, kind, and can always cheer someone up. Caitlyn would like to involve math in her future. Hunter Baker. A teacher who has inspired Hunter and made a difference in his life is Mr. Dempsey. Mr. Dempsey never fails to find the good in bad situations. Times are tough for everyone, but Mr. Dempsey always has something positive to say. He always makes an effort to brighten students' days with his Pun Day Monday t-shirts or even dressing up as a huge pink bunny. He inspires Hunter to not care what others might think or say, and he has no problem being himself. Most importantly, Mr. Dempsey cares about all of his students and teaches them lessons not only about English, but life in general. Thanks to Mr. Dempsey, they make class better and a tough day a little easier for Hunter and his classmates. Hunter is torn between middle school or law school. He's hoping to figure out soon which one better suits him. Isabella Baker. A teacher who inspires Isabella is Miss Medeiros. Miss Medeiros inspires Isabella to have a positive and optimistic outlook on everything. Isabel feels as though the kindness Miss Medeiros has not only changed her life, but everyone around her. In the future, Isabel would like to pursue a career in the behavioral field. Ava Berry. A teacher who has inspired Ava and made a difference in her life is Miss Edkin. Miss Edkin has inspired Ava to challenge herself academically by pushing her to work harder in math. Ava has improved immensely in math class because of Miss Edkin. She also has more confidence in her other subjects as a result of her positive experience with Miss Edkin. Ava would like to pursue business entrepreneurship in the future. Connor Battelle. A teacher who has inspired Connor and made a difference in his life is Mr. Rosen. Mr. Rosen has inspired him to have an interest in science. He specifically helped him enjoy learning about chemistry. He would like to pursue a career in chemical engineering. Andrew Burgin. A teacher who has inspired him and made a difference in his life is Miss Galambos. Miss Galambos inspired Andrew to be more lively and energetic. She did a lot of really cool things, which included holding a traditional Scottish party in honor of poet Robert Burns. Her class was so full of excitement every day, and that energy helped her students to have the same feeling she had whenever they had her class. Andrew would like to pursue astrophysics in the future. Victoria Burtake. A teacher who has inspired Victoria and has made a difference in her life is Miss Jones. Victoria was inspired by Miss Jones because she always has been understanding, while also inspiring her to pursue a further education in science. She has also been positively affected by Miss Jones because she always preaches going after what will make you happy in life. Victoria wants to go into a medical field or the study of marine animals in the future. Megan Bazier. A teacher who has inspired Megan and has made a difference in her life is Miss Medeiros. Megan had the amazing experience to have Miss Medeiros as her English instructor, both freshman and sophomore year. Megan was amazed at how welcoming and passionate she was about teaching. Miss Medeiros always created an environment that was both positive as well as safe. From class discussions to essays, she ensured that every student was able to voice their opinion without judgment. It was obvious to Megan that Miss Medeiros wanted only the best for her students and would go out of her way to help them regardless of their situation. Megan is interested in possibly pursuing careers in business or sports management. Sarah Bulger. A teacher who has inspired Sarah and made a difference in her life is Miss Galambos. Miss Galambos inspires Sarah every day she goes to her class because she uplifts everyone's confidence constantly and makes everyone around her feel worthy and special. When she calls on people in class, she says the beautiful and talented before saying everyone's name. Sarah inspires to have such a positive impact on everyone she encounters like Miss Galambos one day. Sarah wants to pursue a career related to mental health, specifically related to the mental health of children and teenagers in order to help young people who are struggling. Joshua Brain. A teacher who has inspired Joshua and made a difference in his life is his sister, Miss Brain. She always wanted him to do good in school and helped him throughout the years by always encouraging him to do his best on his schoolwork and get extra help in classes if he ever needed it. His sister had inspired him to be a better student and a better person. He would like to be an electrician in the future. Madison Burrell. A teacher who has inspired Madison and made a difference in her life is Miss Medeiros. One thing that always stood out to Madison about Miss Medeiros was that she radiated positive energy. Miss Medeiros always inspired Madison to help out more and to lend a smile through her positivity, journals, and acts of kindness in the classroom. Miss Medeiros will always be a source of inspiration to Madison when it comes to looking at life with a positive view and to help others before herself. Another way Miss Medeiros has inspired Madison is through their shared love of literature. Both have shared meaningful conversations about different pieces of literature and the contrast of multiple pieces of literature. Madison hopes to enter the medical field as a nurse practitioner in the future. Shannon Burt. A teacher who has inspired Shannon and made a difference in her life is Miss Fusco. Miss Fusco may not know it, but she greatly impacted Shannon's life and she is forever grateful. Miss Fusco is compassionate to everyone she comes in contact with and never failed to make her students laugh. Miss Fusco is compassionate to everyone she comes in contact with and never failed to make her students laugh. She was the best person to speak to if there was something wrong, and was always there for Shannon and continues to be there this day. Miss Fusco taught Shannon to believe and stick up for herself, also to never give up along the way no matter how hard things get. Shannon would like to pursue marine biology in the future.
Abigail Carew. A teacher who has inspired Abigail and has made a difference in her life is Miss Galambos. She inspires Abby to create the best out of what she has, to go out and do what she wants to do, and to be the best person that she can be. In the future, Abby would like to pursue a career in psychology. Matthew Casarano. A teacher who has inspired Matthew and has made a difference in his life is Mr. Rosen. Matthew began sophomore year with no idea what to expect in chemistry. He had heard that it was difficult and was quickly discouraged. But Mr. Rosen made chemistry understandable to Matt, and throughout his time, Matt was able to strive. He took the skills that he had picked up and applied them to each of his classes. Without this motivation and mindset, Matt would not be where he is today. In the future, Matt would like to pursue a career in medicine. Grace Christensen. A teacher who has inspired Grace and has made a difference in her life is Miss Thomas. Miss Thomas has made Grace have a greater appreciation and understanding of foreign cultures. Grace is grateful for being able to have Miss Thomas for Spanish last year and was very appreciative of how Miss Thomas handled online school this past spring. In the future, Grace would like to pursue a career in architecture. Caitlyn Cirillo. A teacher who has inspired Caitlyn and has made a difference in her life is Mr. Dukeman. From Caitlyn's perspective, Mr. Dukeman's energetic style of teaching creates an enjoyable class for students. In the future, Caitlyn would like to attend college and is still deciding on what she intends to major in. Reese Cadero. A teacher who has inspired Reese and has made a difference in her life is Mrs. Dempsey. To Reese, Mrs. Dempsey's classroom was more than just a classroom. It was a place where she felt safe to express emotions she had, even if they had nothing to do with school. Some days were not the best, but Reese knew before walking into that classroom that Mrs. Dempsey would be able to put a smile on her face. Mrs. Dempsey was one of the few teachers that Reese has had that tried to make a unique personal connection with each and every one of her students. She is a person who will listen to you when you feel like no one else is. She would do anything in her power to try to make a situation better for someone. Mrs. Dempsey has definitely made a difference in Reese's life. Almost every day after school, the two would just talk about anything, and this is very important to Reese. Reese values her relationship with Mrs. Dempsey, and it will be one that will have an impact on her for a very long time. Reese will be studying criminal justice at Roger Williams University in Bristol, Rhode Island, where she will also play basketball. She hopes to one day become a police officer. Brooke Connors. A teacher who has inspired Brooke and has made a difference in her life is Miss Galambos. Miss Galambos has quite literally changed her life, and she is so grateful to have met her because she's such an amazing teacher and person. She made a difference in all of her and her siblings' lives, and they love and appreciate her very much. Brooke is deciding between marketing, as she runs her own business already, or criminal justice and psychology so that she can be an interrogator in the FBI. Riley Conway. A teacher who has inspired Riley and has made a difference in her life is Mrs. Buzan. Mrs. Buzan has made a huge impact on Riley's life throughout her years in high school. As Riley took her first steps into the classroom freshman year, she felt so welcomed and loved. Mrs. Buzan encouraged her to spread that type of positivity to others just like she did to the other classmates. Through mindful minutes and bonding with others in class, Mrs. Buzan has always brought joy and happiness to such a small class of passionate kids who strove for success. The love she carries to help students who have had a difficult time in school is absolutely incredible, and Riley is very fortunate to have someone there for her through her freshman and sophomore year strategies class and liaison class. Riley's junior year has been a struggle due to all of the new rules, but she's taken all the skills that Mrs. Buzan has taught her in the past years. It has brought her nothing but hard work, dedication to her school work and peers, and a positive attitude every day. From the start of Riley's first day in freshman strategies, Mrs. Buzan has impacted Riley's life the most out of the teachers that she's had throughout her high school career. In the future, Riley would like to pursue a career in biology. Noelle Cornetta. A teacher who has inspired Noelle and has made a difference in her life is Miss Galambos. Miss Galambos has inspired and made a difference in Noelle's life because she taught her to always try her best and never give up. She also taught Noelle to put yourself in other people's shoes because you never know what others are going through. In the future, Noelle would like to pursue a career in psychology. Amanda Dower. A teacher who has inspired Amanda and made a difference in her life is Mrs. Dempsey. Amanda has always been excited to pursue the Spanish language and has been learning it ever since she was in the 7th grade. After being taught by many teachers over the years, Amanda especially enjoyed going to Mrs. Dempsey's class. She was always passionate about what she was teaching and made her students excited to learn. She had open discussions to let her students voice their opinions about the class, and Amanda had never experienced that with any other teacher before. In the future, Amanda would like to pursue a career in pediatric nursing. Eric Dean. A teacher who has inspired Eric and made a difference in his life is Mrs. Zuzovich. She has impacted Eric's life by making school a fun atmosphere and caring about him and his family's life outside of school. In the future, Eric would like to pursue a career in the math field. Abigail Zurnier. A teacher who has inspired Abby and has made a difference in her life is Miss Medeiros. Miss Medeiros inspires Abby because she gives her students a voice. In Miss Medeiros' class, you never have to be afraid that you will be judged or seen as an outcast for what you believe, because in her class, all arguments are valid. Miss Medeiros welcomes her students and creates a fun environment for students to learn in, and Abigail admires what a great person that Miss Medeiros is. In the future, Abby would like to pursue a career in health sciences so that she could one day become a doctor. Ainsley Derosier. A teacher who has inspired Ainsley and has made a difference in her life is Miss Medeiros. Miss Medeiros has taught Ainsley many things. She's such a sweet woman, and with her mindful minute exercises and other words, she has taught Ainsley to take a step back and breathe when needed. Miss Medeiros also runs SAD, which Ainsley is a part of, and that is extremely inspiring for everything that she stands for. Miss Medeiros has inspired Ainsley to reduce the amount she procrastinates and taught Ainsley how to deal with her stress. In the future, Ainsley would like to pursue a career in the science field, such as biology or animal science. Cadence Devlin. A teacher who has inspired Cadence and has made a difference in her life is Miss Galambos. Cadence is inspired by Miss Galambos' constant positivity and kindness. In the future, Cadence would like to attend college and is still deciding what she intends to major in. Julie Dolan. A teacher who has inspired Julie and has made a difference in her life is Mr. Glynn. He inspired her to challenge herself with AP classes and has always encouraged and motivated her to do her best. In the future, Julie would like to be a nurse anesthesiast. Jacob Donovan. A teacher who has inspired Jacob and has made a difference in his life is Mr. Humphrey. Jacob knew that Mr. Humphrey would be a special teacher from the first day. When he called Jacob's name, he giggled to himself and then called his name again, but this time in Latin. Humphrey taught Jacob to never give up, and with this classic saying, "Don't hate, participate." In the future, Jacob would like to pursue a career in something related to math or astronomy. Sean Doucette. A teacher who has inspired Sean and has made a difference in his life is his 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Hall. Mrs. Hall has made a difference in Sean's life because she taught Sean that at a very young age to do his schoolwork with passion and be happy while doing it. She also taught Sean to never give himself limitations and to never doubt himself, 2 things which he uses today. In the future, Sean would like to pursue a career in engineering or business. Jessica Dowling. A teacher who has inspired Jess and has made a difference in her life is Miss Smith. Miss Smith made a difference in Jess's life by giving her the confidence and motivation to be the best person she could be. Miss Smith has pushed Jess to be the best student she could be by constantly believing in her and her goals she wishes to accomplish in and out of school. She has taught Jess to have confidence in herself and her studies and to keep pushing. In the future, Jess would like to pursue a career in law and become a lawyer. Caitlyn Drake. A teacher who has inspired Katie and has made a difference in her life is Mr. Dukeman. Mr. Dukeman has always pushed Caitlyn to be the best that she can be. She struggled with some of the concepts of environmental science and the way our world has been affected over the years. He has shown her that no matter what hardships she faced, that there are always successes in the future. His love for science has made him passionate about teaching it to others. He has enthusiasm along with his positive relationships with students that give high levels of motivation and commitment to his classes. Caitlyn was able to fulfill her full potential after his class, which has influenced her to move forward with science. Caitlyn is thankful for having him as a teacher because he has challenged her ways of learning and thinking to help her focus on her own efforts. His important life lessons with the funny stories he has told in his classes will help her succeed beyond term papers and standardized tests. It is not always easy to change a student's life, which is why it takes a great teacher to do so. The nickname of Drake's Cakes will always stay with her, along with the teacher who has influenced her future plans and the lessons of life. In the future, Katie would like to become a neonatologist doctor, which is a pediatrician with special training in caring for babies who are sick and require intensive care after birth. John Dunn. A teacher who has inspired Jack and has made a difference in his life is Miss Risco. Miss Risco has inspired Jack because she has such a great passion for teaching and never takes a day off. She does the best to help her students at all times and is dedicated to making sure her students succeed. In the future, Jack would like to pursue a career in marketing.
Lauren Dunn. A teacher that has made a difference in Lauren's life is Mr. Humphrey. Mr. Humphrey has helped Lauren try and adapt to something completely new that she would have never tried before. His positivity and encouragement, both inside and outside of the classroom, have inspired Lauren to always seek new opportunities. In the future, Lauren would like to pursue nursing. Megan Futo. A teacher that has made a difference in Megan's life is Miss Smith. Miss Smith has inspired Megan to always be herself and not care what others think. She has also demonstrated that it's okay to take a different path if the one you chose doesn't end up being the right one. Megan would like to study math or science in the future because it is always interesting and evolving. Samuel Figueredo. Miss Risco is a teacher that has inspired Sam throughout high school. Miss Risco allowed Sam to be creative in himself, making him feel comfortable and allowing him to grow as a writer and a student. Sam would like to pursue a career in sports medicine in the future. Anna Flynn. Miss Smith has made a large impact on Anna Flynn's life in a positive way. She has been an inspiration to Anna since she became a student at Whitman-Hanson because Miss Smith always provides a calm environment that enhances the academic growth of every individual. Miss Smith makes connections with her students, which allows them to feel comfortable to ask questions and get help. While in her freshman honors biology class, Anna always looked forward to engaging in the activities and lessons. Anna wants to be an effective leader like Miss Smith when she enters her future career. In the future, Anna Flynn wants to study journalism so she can use her words and voice to impact society in a positive way. Anna wants to inspire others to make the world and future a better place. Keenan Fong. During his junior year, he was in Miss Pietrazik's AP Lang with all his talkative friends. Although they talked in class a little too much for her liking, she was patient with them and continued to push them to get work done in and out of the classroom, and push them to be better public speakers during their awkward, graded discussions. He would love to pursue entrepreneurship or business management. Alana Fredericks. Miss Smith treats each of her students with empathy and approaches teaching science with a passion and love that you don't often come across in your lifetime. In Alana's freshman year, Mrs. Smith unknowingly helped her through a rough patch. She gave her a copy of Celestine Prophecy, and Alana still cites this book as the start of a deeply loved chapter of her life. Alana hopes Mrs. Smith will one day recognize how much her being there has meant to her, but she doesn't know if words can describe it well enough. In her future, she would like to pursue media in the form of television and film. Delaney Gardner. Miss Scott inspires Delaney because she is always kind to everyone around her. Even when everything seems to be going wrong, she faces the problem with a smile on her face and brightens everyone's day. Miss Scott has made a difference to Delaney by showing her if you face any situation with kindness and optimism, then everything will be okay. Delaney plans to become a forensic scientist. Mackenzie Gillespie. Miss Smith is very kind and passionate about what she teaches and is tremendously engaged with her students. As a freshman, Miss Smith was Mackenzie's biology teacher. She works tirelessly, offering extra help after school, inspiring Mackenzie to work harder and be enthusiastic to learn. Mackenzie currently has Miss Smith for anatomy and physiology. During these trying times, some students have difficulty learning and engaging. Miss Smith always sets aside class time to make sure all of her students are doing well and to hear thoughts about current events and difficulties students may be facing. Miss Smith creates bonds with all of her students and tries to get to know us each as individuals. She frequently changes how she teaches, making class fun so that Mackenzie is always eager to return. In the future, Mackenzie wants to do something that will help people and make a difference in their lives. Mackenzie is not sure what career she will ultimately pursue, but nursing is a current area of interest. Nurses are part of a team that saves and improves people's lives. Mackenzie would love to see patients get better and the joy it would bring to them and their families. Abigail Gillis. Mr. Dunn's class was a place where Abby felt safe and happy to be, which meant a lot during her hard year. A classroom environment where the teacher understood having to learn never meant you couldn't take a moment or many to laugh or hear a story that could flip her whole day around. It was his class that Abby learned to love history. Again, it was reminded how much more there was to all of it than just names and dates. Without Mr. Dunn, Abby would not be as confident in what she's capable of as she is today. Abby is considering going into education, more specifically a history teacher, or heading into the field of psychology. Celia Goyette. Mr. Dunn has made a difference in almost all aspects of Celia's high school experience so far. From morning conversations to afternoon advice, Mr. Dunn not only provided a place for Celia to learn, but to grow and thrive. His dedication, positive attitude, and sense of humor have inspired Celia to work hard in everyday life. She would like to pursue a career in healthcare where she can use her passion for helping people to better the lives of others. Madeleine Guiboni. Madeleine's life was first impacted by Mr. Rosen when within the first week of class, he told her that she could go far in science in her life. Madeleine has loved the science subjects for her whole life and was elated to hear she had potential in the field. Mr. Rosen encouraged Madeleine to strive to meet her goals both in school and life itself, and to pursue a career in the science field. Madeleine would like to pursue a career in engineering, both architectural and chemical. Anne Haley. Anne has selected Mrs. Donna Gordon, her English 2 honors instructor from Kirk Academy in Grenada, Mississippi. Anne would like to utilize a quote that best demonstrates Miss Gordon's finest attribute. The teachers are those who show you where to look, but don't tell you what to see. Alexandra K. Trenfor. In Miss Gordon's class, Anne found a teacher who would use any tool at her disposal to challenge and inspire her students. Better yet, Mrs. Gordon had no ego. She routinely challenged students to question, to contemplate, and to advance their own lines of disputation. Mrs. Gordon was one of very rare creatures in the classroom, the one who could welcome and appreciate alternative points of view, but she always demanded that those points of view be based on sound and cognate insights. After graduation, Anne plans to return to Mississippi for a brief holiday. She plans to call Mrs. Gordon and express to her, in her most heartfelt terms, what she has meant to Anne's intellectual and emotional development. Anne plans to pursue a BSN degree with a concentration on pediatric care. Emily Hanrahan. Mrs. Buzan has helped Emily so much since the beginning of freshman year. Mrs. Buzan has been a source of kindness, understanding, and help in a time of need for Emily. Mrs. Buzan had expanded Emily's needs and desire to help and be there for others. She had provided her with an outlet through her work with Best Buddies and the postgrad program. Emily has been shown how her own desire to work with special education students will have an impact on families one day because of the way she has been shown by Mrs. Buzan. Emily will be forever grateful to have her in her life. Emily would like to pursue a career as a teacher working in early childhood special education. Michaela Happany. Mrs. Galambos has inspired Michaela to be a better person and has inspired her to always be kind towards other people. Michaela says she's a great teacher and she has made a difference in her life because of her positive attitude towards her students. According to Michaela, she is someone you can love and trust, and she admires her for that, along with the fact Mrs. Galambos makes Michaela feel like her classroom is a home. She has a way of making her students feel so welcome and comfortable. She always looks forward to having class with her every day. Michaela would love to study early education and secondary education in hopes of becoming a preschool or elementary school teacher. Elizabeth Hendrigan. Mrs. Galambos inspires Elizabeth because of her endless positivity, even during difficult times, and her genuine caringness and love for each and every student she teaches. Elizabeth would like to pursue a career in music or radio production. Marissa Hurley. Marissa chose Mr. Dempsey as a teacher that has inspired her because he has always believed in her. He has made such a big impact on the way she writes and the confidence she has in her writing. He taught her a lot, even through the obstacles this year has brought, about voicing your opinions and getting your argument across. He creates a comfortable and fun environment in class, and Marissa looks forward to it every day. She would like to pursue a career in education in her future. Aiden Hickey. Although Aiden only had 1 year with Miss Scott in biology, her positive and understanding attitude inspires Aiden to be kind to everyone he meets. He would like to pursue medicine or engineering in his future. Maya Camperides. Mrs. Dempsey has made a difference in Maya's life because every day when Maya is the first one in Mrs. Dempsey's class, Mrs. Dempsey takes time and asks about Maya's day and starts a conversation. Even on bad days, Mrs. Dempsey always has a smile on her face and does everything she can to make hybrid learning special for her students. Maya would like to be a nurse or professional runner. Erin Kelly. Mr. Dunn has inspired Erin by showing her how much of an impact somebody can have on the lives of those around them. Mr. Dunn has been helpful to Erin and given her advice on how to navigate certain aspects of both school and sports. He has done a great job of reminding Erin that you do not need to be perfect in order to be successful, and that in order to be successful in life, you need to be able to embrace setbacks and mistakes. Erin would like to study political science and criminal justice. She would also like to attend law school after she graduates college.
Samantha Ken. Teacher who has inspired Samantha and has made a difference in her life is Mr. Legg. Not only did he appreciate her love for music and respect her, but he also taught her that when you enjoy something, it's never really work. Samantha would like to pursue anesthesiology and obstetrics in the future. Lauren Kenny. Teacher who has inspired Lauren and has made a difference in her life is Miss Ashley. Miss Ashley has made a difference in Lauren Kenny's high school career because not only has she been an amazing mentor to her and all the students at Whitman-Hanson, Miss Ashley has inspired Lauren's passion to do well in math, which has not always come easy to her. Lauren would like to pursue teaching in the future. April Keys. Teacher who has inspired April has made a difference in her life is Miss Scott. Miss Scott inspires April through her passion for science and her dedication to make learning about the topic enjoyable for everyone. April would like to pursue chemistry in the future. Taylor Lambiasi. A teacher who has inspired Taylor and has made a difference in her life is Mr. Chismar. Taylor was lucky enough to have Mr. Chismar for 2 years in a row, and there was never a day that she didn't look forward to his class. Everything that he taught made interesting and fun with interactive activities and class conversations. History has always been a subject that Taylor has enjoyed. Taking his classes both years made her come to the realization that she'd love to pursue a career involving social studies. Taylor would like to pursue a career in the social sciences field. Skylar Leonard. A teacher who has inspired Skylar and has made a difference in her life is Miss Medeiros. Miss Medeiros has made a difference in Skylar's life because of her caring nature. She spreads positivity throughout Whitman-Hanson. She brightens up everyone's day, uplifting spirits. Miss Medeiros inspires Skylar to be the best versions of herself and treat everyone with kindness. Skylar would like to pursue marketing in the future. Seamus Lyons. A teacher who has inspired Seamus and has made a difference in his life is Miss Medeiros. As an incoming freshman, Seamus sat down in English 1 with Miss Medeiros, and instantly, as he walked in, he just felt safe. The classroom felt like home. Over the course of the next couple of weeks, he began to get more comfortable with speaking out during class. He started to talk more with her, and they grew a relationship. Her top priority is the well-being of her students, which is 100% an amazing quality to have. She never wants students to know that she isn't there for them, and she's always able to talk if they need something. Miss Medeiros still inspires Seamus as a junior. You can easily say that you would not be the same person today without Miss Medeiros. Seamus would like to pursue English in the future, in a career as an English teacher. Rosemary McKinnon. Teacher who has inspired Rosemary and has made a difference in her life is Mr. Humphrey. As both a teacher and a coach, Mr. Humphrey has made a difference in her life. Whether playing on the field or whether it's in math class, his enthusiasm is always something she looks forward to. Ever since Rosemary was a freshman, she knew she could go to him with any issues. He was always very supportive and caring and can always give you a good laugh. Rosemary would like to pursue nursing in the future. Julia Maginski. Teacher who has inspired Julia and made a difference in her life is Mr. Skutak. Mr. Skutak has inspired Julia because he's always so positive and helpful towards his students. No matter the circumstances, Julia would like to pursue nursing in the future. Vincent Massio. A teacher who has inspired Vincent and has made a difference in his life is Miss Smith. Vincent appreciates her concern for the environment and her care for plants and animal life. Her kindness and genuine love of living things really inspires him to work hard in becoming a better person. Vincent would like to pursue engineering and graphic design in the future. Gabriel Vitiosus. Teacher who inspired Gabriel and has made a difference in his life is Mr. Rosen. Mr. Rosen showed Gabe dedication and passion that a person could put into their work. This will undoubtedly aid Gabe in his future. He's already inspired him to strive for the level of dedication Mr. Rosen shows in his job. On top of showing Gabe the passion one can have, he also captivated Gabe with his unique, effective teaching style. Gabriel would like to pursue business in the future. Sean McAlpine. Teacher who has inspired Sean and has made a difference in his life is Miss Vance. Miss Vance is like no other teacher. She's the most thoughtful teacher ever because she always connected with her students personally to make sure that they had what they needed to succeed. Major thing Sean learned from Miss Vance is that she said, just be yourself because that's the best version of you, no matter what happens. Sean would like to pursue nursing in the future. Ava Amelia. Teacher who has inspired Ava and has made a difference in her life is Mr. Dunn. Mr. Dunn inspires Ava to always put her best efforts in everything she does, but most importantly, be kind to all people, no matter what. Ava would like to pursue a job in literature in the future. Jane Northrop. Teacher who has inspired Jane and has made a difference in her life is Miss Podreski. Miss Podreski not only inspires Jane in the classroom to be the best she can be with her work, but also in cheer. Coaching Jamie because she pushes her to the best Jamie can be and work on her skills and teamwork. Jamie would like to pursue a major in the medical field in the future. Ashley O'Keefe. Teacher who has inspired Ashley and has made a difference in her life is Miss Medeiros. Miss Medeiros has made a difference in Ashley's life because she inspires her love of English and classic literature. Her kind personality and love for teaching all of her students have shown Ashley what it means to be a great teacher. Ashley would like to pursue a career in teaching or as a writer. Lauren Phelps. Teacher who has inspired Lauren and has made a difference in her life is Miss Galambos. Miss Galambos has inspired Lauren to better herself, to also be kind and accepting to everyone who comes into her life. Lauren had Miss Medeiros her junior year, and she always noticed how forgiving and understanding she was towards her students, and that helped Lauren to connect with Miss Galambos. Miss Galambos generally cares about the students and their well-being. Lauren would like to pursue a career in the psychology field. Olivia Phelps. Teacher who has inspired Olivia and has made a difference in her life is Miss Scott. Miss Scott is the most genuine and understanding person, and she cares about the success of her students. Olivia was fortunate to have the teacher in 2 classes. Miss Scott's organization and effective way of teaching allowed her to excel and gain a deeper understanding of the area of science. Olivia would like to pursue nursing in the future. Samantha Poisson. Teacher who has inspired Samantha that has made a difference in her life is Miss Lenin Montero of South Shore Votech. While attending South Shore Votech, Samantha is taught by the most excellent culinary teacher imaginable. Miss Lenin Montero, often referred to as Miss M, was an inspiration to her. She was always shown unwavering kindness throughout those 2 years. She taught Samantha indispensable knowledge, always while smiling along through Samantha. Ultimately came to the conclusion that culinary wasn't the trade for her. She still treasures the time she spent with Miss Montero. Samantha would like to pursue a career in wildlife biology in the future. Zoe Reichner. Teacher who has inspired Zoe and has made a difference in her life is Miss Smith. Miss Smith was the reason she always wanted to show up to math class every day. Miss Smith was very positive and made a fun and welcoming learning environment. Zoe would like to pursue a career as a nutritionist in the future.
Ashley Sawtell. A teacher who has inspired and made a difference in Ashley's life is Mr. Humphrey because he never fails to challenge her with new math skills. He is always so believing in her and knows she is capable in solving any problem that he gives her. Mr. Humphrey not only is a good math teacher, but someone you can learn from to enjoy the little things in life. From his funny stories, his sense of humor, and positive attitude, Mr. Humphrey inspires Ashley every day to challenge herself and enjoy every moment in life. In the future, Ashley would like to study health science. Riley Scott. A teacher who inspired Riley Scott in her life is Miss Medeiros. Miss Medeiros taught Riley that there is more to her class than just writing essays. She was a friend to all, and she created a safe and fun environment in her classroom. She always wanted to see everyone succeed, and it shows. Riley is undecided on what area of study she would like to pursue in the future. Samantha Sikaranza. A teacher who inspired Samantha is Miss Scott. Miss Scott has helped Samantha because she has an amazing organized plan for her students. She made her labs really fun, and student learns a lot from it. Her notes were perfect, and she gave her classes an outline of what tests and quizzes looked like, which made most students less stressed and actually understand. Sam is very thankful she had a teacher like Miss Scott who inspires her to stay organized in her other classes. Samantha does not know exactly what she wants to do, but has an idea of the area. She would like to major in psychology or double major in psychology and something else. Samantha would like to do something in the medical field because she has gotten a lot of help from different doctors, physical therapists, nurses, etc., and would like to do the same for someone else. Samantha also wants to be an all-star cheer coach on the side because she has always had a passion for cheer and never wants it to end. She loves giving back to people since she has had many opportunities and wants to continue helping others have the same. That's why her main goal for the future is to teach people new things and keep learning from others. Matthew Sinclair. A teacher who inspired Matthew is Mr. Fondulis. Mr. Fondulis made a difference because he did a great job at teaching the basics of computer programming. He did an even better job when he was teaching AP Computer Science, which will end up being the building blocks of Matt's career in computer programming. Matthew Sinclair would like to pursue a career in computer programming. Alyssa Small. Alyssa felt most inspired by her 3rd and 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Hall. In 3rd grade, Alyssa Small was an able but motivated student. After having Mrs. Hall as a teacher for 2 years, she was inspired to become a better student to build a brighter future for herself. Mrs. Hall encouraged Alyssa to read and write to her full ability, and she eventually fell in love with the subject of English and language arts. Since then, she enjoys reading and writing both in school and in her free time. Though Alyssa is undecided about her future career path, she is interested in working with children, whether her field is education or another area of study involving children. She has always felt passionately about engaging with children and believes that it is important to inspire, educate, and empower future generations. Ethan Smith. A teacher who inspires Ethan is Mr. Sidor. He showed him all that education could be and what it takes to fully understand the concepts. Because of Mr. Sidor, Ethan learned education could be both entertaining and interesting. Ethan would like to be a physical therapist when he grows up. Isabella Sokolowski. A teacher that inspires Isabella is Mrs. Patterson. Mrs. Patterson's passion for chemistry is inspiring. Even when her classroom was full of people, she always made sure you understood the material. This passion inspires Isabella every day, and she hopes to have this passion in her life. Mrs. Patterson is a passionate and kind teacher who always puts her students first, and this has made Isabella the person she is today. Isabella plans to pursue a career in nursing to one day be able to care for people. Zachary Standish. A teacher who inspires Zach is Mr. Moriarty. Mr. Moriarty has made a difference in Zach's life because he was easy to create a connection with and allowed school to be fun with the conversations they would have in the hallway interactions. Zach would like to pursue a career in law enforcement and one day be a cop. Anna Stone. A teacher that inspired Anna is Miss Scott. Miss Scott was very helpful last year whenever Anna needed her to be, especially during remote learning. She had Miss Scott for both AP Bio and Honors Chem and said she was always kind and would constantly check in on her students. Anna would like her area of study to involve science and math and possibly pursue a career in engineering. Megan Stone. A teacher that inspired Megan is Miss Scott. She has made a difference in Megan's life because Miss Scott can always find the positive in everything, and she is a very motivating teacher. The area of study Megan would like to pursue in the future is engineering because she enjoys science and math. Andrew Sullivan. Andrew has been very impacted and inspired by Miss Galambos. She has done more for him than just teach. She is one of the most positive people he knows, and he enjoys being in her classroom. She is always there for him, and he is very appreciative for her. Andrew wants to pursue a degree in aeronautical science and become an airline pilot when he graduates. It has been a lifelong goal of his. Nathan Tassi. Nathan has been inspired by Miss Giglia. Because they share a lot of the same hobbies and she listens to her students frequently, Nathan wants to pursue a career in engineering in the future. Lily Torpy. A teacher that has inspired Lily is Mrs. Petrazik. Mrs. Petrazik has inspired Lily by helping her to understand how important it is to have faith in yourself. This made her more confident in not only her writing, but the choices she made in her everyday life. This year, even though Lily was not a current student of hers, she still made time to help out with the stresses of senior year. Mrs. Petrazik is a kind and compassionate teacher who always put her students first and has inspired Lily to be the student she is today. Lily would like to go to college to study social work and sociology to further her goal of helping children in need in the future. John Ward. A teacher that has inspired John is Mr. Glynn. Mr. Glynn was simply able to make learning fun. His creative teaching made me enjoy English class as he incorporated hands-on lessons that made us understand certain concepts. Most importantly, Mr. Glynn respected each and every one of us, which raises confidence in the students. He was transparent, which makes us have the utmost respect for him. In the future, John would like to pursue a college education where he will most likely study sports management and media. Mackenzie Weichel. Mackenzie Weichel has been inspired by Miss Jones, marine biology, since her freshman year at Whitman-Hanson. Although marine bio was completely new to Mackenzie, she was instantly intrigued. Not only did Mackenzie admire Miss Jones' passion for marine bio, but she herself has developed quite the passion. Marine bio was an integral part of Mackenzie's learning experience. Mackenzie continues to enhance her knowledge about marine bio even on her vacations. Over the past few years, while on summer vacation either at Outer Banks, North Carolina or Race Point, Provincetown, Mackenzie shares her knowledge with family and friends of the different species of marine life. Without Miss Jones' expressive passion and knowledge of marine bio, Mackenzie would not have been able to determine how passionate she herself would become in nature's boundaries. In the near future, Mackenzie would like to pursue a career in marine biology or possibly in the medical field. Lily Welch. Lily is inspired by Miss Jones because she is an independent woman who studies the same career path that Lily wants to. Freshman year, Lily took marine biology with Miss Jones, and it was extremely eye-opening to learn about how much our oceans need saving. Miss Jones is so passionate about what she does, and it inspired Lily to be that way as well. Lily would like to become a marine biologist and do fieldwork out in the ocean, studying all different kinds of marine life. Mabel White. Someone who inspires Mabel is Mrs. Kerrigan. As a part of the Gateway to College program, she has never been to an actual class at Whitman-Hanson, but Mrs. Kerrigan has helped her so much with her college application process and made her feel welcomed as a student here. Mabel wants to pursue a career in musical theater or drama in the future. Kelsey Wozniak.
The new inductees have already recited the pledge of the National Honor Society at a previous meeting, which is, I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands and maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. I'd like to take a minute to personally congratulate all of the new inductees. You should be very proud of your accomplishment and should know that all of us here at Whitman-Hanson, along with your friends and family, are proud of you as well. I'd also like to congratulate the family and friends because you all had a part in this achievement. I'm really looking forward to getting to work with all of the new members and getting to know you a little bit better. Now, more than ever, is the time for us to come together and give back to the community. I'm confident that together we can accomplish great things. I'd like to thank the National Honor Society officers for doing an amazing job in organizing the induction ceremony. Thank you to Dr. Jones and Mrs. Scott, and a very special thanks to Mr. Casey for all his hard work making this virtual induction happen. Again, congratulations to the new members and welcome to the National Honor Society.